What a time to be alive. What's going on, guys? It's Justin from Push Your Profit, and in this video we're going to be talking about ticker symbol WISH, which is Wish, and we're going to be talking about the action that took place today, right? We see these heavy green candles, or much rather say long green candles, right? So if we just draw this trend line over here, not really just use it to draw a trend line, but just measure what activity took place, we can see that this ran up 25% from a low of $11.52 all the way to a high of $14.39. So what caused Wish to go up so high? Well, the reason I said what a time to be alive is because if you guys have been watching my recent videos on this channel, I talked a lot about this meme stock economy that we're in, right? Where we just have these stocks that get picked up in these meme stock forums, and they have a lot of volume in it, so much that it, really pushes up these stocks. We talk about gamma squeezes, we talk about short squeezes, but what's interesting about Wish is that we're not sure what the short interest is on it, right? We just had a lot of buying pressure into Wish, which caused this massive run up. We could see over here with the volume bars that we just have so much volume going on. And this comes after a week of a really bad week in the stock market. If we go ahead and look at the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, we see that we had a major sell-off. Today has been a green day overall for the market, but in the last week it's been a killer week, or killer with a bad connotation attached to it, simply just because we had the Feds announce of what's going on with inflation, how it's much higher than expected, although we have been saying this for about half a year now, if not longer, that this was pretty much what was going to happen on this channel, about how inflation is going to be much more higher than what the Feds have been telling us for a while. And last week they gave us the bad news, along with news that low interest rates are going to be cut shorter than expected, right? So that's all the news that caused the market to come down last week. But again, we had a great week, great start to this week, right? But going back to Wish, because that's the main priority of this video, and everyone wants to know how high can this go, how low can this go. Well, the answer to that is that we just don't know, because of course when we do these technical analysis, even if you're doing fundamental analysis, you cannot predict what's going to happen, right? But how do we take advantage of these fluctuations? Well, simply you just got to enter with a plan, right? Now we see that we're still hovering above the exponential moving average, which is this blue line over here. So as long as we're hovering above that blue exponential moving average, then that is a good sign that, hey, it is good to stay purchasing or stay buying into the stock. The minute we cross below it, that's obviously a sign that we are probably in a downtrend. Now, a support area, if we're talking about, long term, I would say we're looking at the simple moving average, which is this green line over here. We have not touched it yet. Every single time we had a major sell-off, we hovered around it at around this area of $10.88 around here. And then if we go down here to this level, is really $9.79. Again, these are really low percentage-wise, simply because we're talking about a mid-cap stock. Now we see that Wish not too long ago had another run up where it was even greater than today, but the next day was following a major sell-off. So something that I want to caution you guys is that oftentimes we get excited when we see these big run-ups and we anticipate that this is going to repeat itself tomorrow, but at the end of the day we have to come to understanding that stocks don't forever go up, right? And that whole diamond hands notation, you only want to do that for stocks that you really see a value in, that you have a high conviction in. And when it comes to these stocks that we're just simply trading, you might not want to enter in over here at the top, because you don't want to be that one guy that buys over here and ends up losing half his portfolio down here. So again, if you do end up buying tomorrow or any day after, make sure that we're above the exponential moving average, as that is an indicator that tells us which trend we're on, if we're still on an uptrend. Now I want to reference to a video that I made yesterday where I was talking about AMC, right? So we're pulling up AMC, and I pulled up and I drew this triangle pattern. This was a symmetrical triangle pattern. So if you guys are unfamiliar with a symmetrical pattern or triangle pattern, that is when you have a uptrending trend line along with a descending trend line, both meeting together to make the symmetrical triangle. And really we just draw this pattern and see, is it going to break below, or is it going to break out? And usually, not all the time, but once it does break below this symmetrical pattern, we just see it as a continuation pattern. So we see that AMC, which is another meme stock that we cover on this channel, if we zoom in, went below the exponential moving average, which indicated more of a downtrend, right? Or just that we're heading in a down trending area, and then we broke below the pattern, which of the symmetrical triangle pattern, which just indicates that there's more downtrend heading. Right now, we did get kind of this save over here with this support with the simple moving average. However, I want to caution you guys that if we break below the simple moving average, it's going to be a big downhill slope from here. We could potentially see areas of $44.10. So I want to warn you guys that it may look like a great opportunity if we do bounce off the simple moving average and cross above the exponential moving average, right? Because we broke below this pattern, but that doesn't mean that we have to go down lower. Again, these patterns, they don't hold 100% to true value, because stocks at the end of the day, they go up, they go down, and especially with meme stocks like this, they kind of move sporadically. So again, I may enter in a day trading position, understanding that I'm going to enter in and exit out in the same day, with the idea that if we bounce up the simple moving average and cross above the exponential moving average, that's a great sign. But I want to take the same principle that we talked about with AMC and just apply that for Wish, which I'm just typing right here. And again, we are having some sell-off in the aftermarkets, but we may have some more, green candles in the pre-market, simply because the news may be catching up, where more individuals who are just seeing this run up from today may think that this may run up tomorrow and cause more buying pressure. But regardless, the volume on this is large. It's just tremendously large. So at the end of the day, you can still profit off Wish, regardless if it goes up or regardless if it goes down, because of something called short selling, where you could, take part in, Wish. Now, I know we're all kind of, in these forums for these meme stocks, we're kind of, fighting against the institutions that are short selling, but, you got to know that there are opportunities in short selling as well. For example, when we see this major uptrend over here, the next day we had a major downtrend, and we could have just shorted the minute we crossed the exponential moving average for a nice profit. So again, tomorrow, if we do see a break below the exponential moving average, then you would short. Now, me, I'm not going to take a short position on Wish, and simply not because I'm against short positions, because I'm all for profits no matter which direction, even if it's moving sideways with doing option spreads. But when it comes down to my game plan for tomorrow, I simply just recently transferred funds to Webull, which is a platform that I'm using. And so because of that, I'm still using a cash account. Right now, I have another video explaining the difference between the cash account and a margin account. But simply because I'm in a cash account, I'm not eligible to make a short-term position. So until there's funds settled for this account, I'm not able to, take any short selling positions. So unfortunately, if Wish does have a lot of volume and it does sell off, I'm not going to be able to take a profit off that. But hopefully you guys will be able to. Again, just make sure you make your rules and adhere to them. But that's pretty much what I have to say for Wish. Again, I'm looking forward to what happens tomorrow. This is an interesting time because there's a lot of fluctuation in prices, and there's a lot of volatility, which as a trader makes for great gains, right? We have to understand that volatility isn't necessarily a bad thing all the time, because this is what causes us to have these major runs with these meme stocks, right? So with that being said, let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts for Wish are. Do you think Wish is going to go up, or do you think Wish is going to go down? Again, I understand no one has a crystal ball, but again, let me know what your game plan is, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Also consider checking out the links in the description below, because one of the links is going to be a link to my free Facebook group, and essentially it's just a community that I'm building of individuals interested in trading and investing in the stock market. So if you're interested in joining that community, then go ahead. I try to answer as many questions on that group as I can, and sometimes I'm not even there to answer the questions, but there'll be another individual with experience that could answer your questions. Again, the whole idea of building a community, so you may want to check that out. Also consider checking out the second link, was going to be a link for Webull, which if you're interested in signing up for this platform, you may do so. Again, you guys don't have to, it's just an option. They do have a promotion going on, so you guys could check that out, where you could get 2 free stocks. But with that being said, guys, my name is Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next video.